Hi friends, it's Lauren. Thanks for joining me in my craft room today for a Fandom Friday video, which by the time I get this voiceover done and this video up, it's going to be after Friday. But bear with me, it was a very busy week. I was out of town. But anyway, let's get into it. We are going to be coloring the Woodland Adventures from Kindred Stamps, which is their January 2025 release, or one of the stamp sets that was released. And there are a ton of adorable characters in this stamp set, and I'm coloring all of them today using Olo markers. I'm going to start with this adorable little yellow bear, and I'm going to use YOs to color him in. I'm going to use some R's for the shirt, and I'll bring in some more details for his face and honeypot. But I'm not going to talk too much through this coloring video, even though I think it's about 20 minutes long of coloring. So I hope you're in for some mindless watching of alcohol marker coloring. As usual, I did stamp all of my images with an alcohol marker friendly black ink. This time I chose ink on 3 Blackout. And again, I'm using Olo markers. I purchased mine, I believe, through a craft store. I don't remember which one. It was a Black Friday sale, but you can get them on their website. They also sell sets at Simon Says Stamp, at Spellbinders. So if you are interested in alcohol markers and enjoy me using them, I believe you will enjoy using them as well. I do have my affiliate and referral links to the companies that I like to use down below in my description box. No pressure at all to use them. It's just a nice way to say thank you for watching my video to me if you use my affiliate links. But again, no pressure. So while I'm coloring, again, I'm not really going to talk too much to each of the animals, but as I like to color, I start with the darkest shades. I tend to go right up to the line with my darkest shades and then move into a lighter shade. So a lot of times you'll see that I use 2 different shades for things. Like, for example, this adorable bear's red shirt, I'm going to use 2 shades of R, which is a red color. But when I have a larger area, like my actual little bear's face and body, I used 3 colors. That's just because there's more area to color, more areas for shadow and for light. But then you get into things like this little honey pot, or maybe just the tongue or the inside of this little bear's mouth, where you really only need 1 color. So I will just do 1. I like to bring in the darkest shade that I use, maybe the medium tone, depending on the difference in the colors, to add a little stippling, little dots, just to give it some fun cartoon character. Completely optional, just something I like to do. And then also I will add some white highlights with a white gel pen when I'm all done coloring and cutting out. Again, optional, but I think it gives it that fun cartoony look that I just really adore. So while I move on to using some lighter R's, more pink shades for this little pig, cute little guy here, let's just catch up like we used to do in the color and chat videos I used to do, because again, there's a lot of coloring in this video. If you have any questions about my coloring that I haven't covered in this video or another video, please just leave me a comment. You're more than welcome to reach out to me in my Instagram messages as well. You can also tag me in posts on Facebook, especially in my own Facebook group, the Make and Take Club. Everything is linked down below. But let's get into catching up. So I am very excited about this Kindred release. There are some really adorable other sets out there. I again have the Woodland Adventure stamp set, but there's also some really great new die sets you can get. I really like the arcade stamp set and the arcade die, some really great classic arcade game characters for a kind of old style video game arcade that you would see at the arcade. There's also some add-ons to the bakery treat boxes for the themed sugar cookies. There's a new stamp set, and there's also a really fun die set that makes a cloche. I believe I said that right. A fairy cloche. So some really cute different mushrooms and plants so you can create a little terrarium. I think it turns out really cute from the inspiration that I saw from this release. Really fun. You can check out the new Kindred release by using, I believe, my first link in my description box when it comes to my supplies. There's also some fun kind of fairy themed characters based on some Kindred designers. There's a new gift card die that's really cool. So definitely check out the new release. And even the December release from last month was really great as well, from some superhero themed stamp sets. So definitely go check that out. I ordered the arcade die and arcade stamp set, so I'm excited to use those when they come in. I think they look really fun. Definitely like an 80s, 70s, 80s vibe, which I think will be really cute for more, I hate saying the word masculine, but less floral cards and more video game theme card for anyone. So, other things that I've been up to, work has been very busy. I did have to travel this week for work, so I did my best to get projects done before I left. And getting the editing and voiceover for this video just didn't happen. I did my best to do some editing in my hotel room, but I was just so exhausted. I was traveling for an audit where I kind of have to, I don't want to say perform, but I'm an introverted person, so I have to be a little more extroverted and talk a lot and entertain in a sense of our auditors being there and just being like on is what I usually say. Like I just very on. So when I get back to my hotel room, I'm exhausted and I just want to sleep. So I did try to edit, but funny enough, editing can put me to sleep real easily. So I would start editing and then promptly not pay attention to what I'm editing and fall asleep. So it just did not get done. I finally finished my editing when I got home on Friday. And I wanted to post this video on Friday and it just didn't happen. So now here I am doing voiceover on a Saturday night. This video will probably go up in the middle of the night because I will have it post while after as soon as I'm done with my voiceover. But that's okay. I know these are Fandom Fridays are things that I put on myself. Like I want to get out a video every Friday, but it doesn't happen always. But you can always find something fandom fun on my channel. But I really wanted to share how I colored these adorable critters. There's just so many of them and they're all so cute and I love them all. So I hope even if we don't have the same exact marker brand, that it will still give you some inspiration on coloring them. I've just been really enjoying using my Olos. I still have all my Ohuhus, which I always feel so silly saying out loud. I just feel like I'm not pronouncing it right. But I still have them. I just reach for my Olos so much more now. But if you are missing my Ohuhus, please let me know in the comments. I will do my best to mix it up a little more. I just like the Olos because they're a little smaller and don't take up as much space because the markers are half the size. But I will be using Olos definitely still into 2025. I'm really excited to go to the It's Always an Adventure Lawn Fun event because they're going to be featuring Olo markers. And then the It's Always an Adventure later this year in September in Santa Clara, where I will be actually teaching the class instead of attending, which is wild. I'm so excited, but so nervous. I'm going with Pretty Pink Posh, and we're also going to be using Olo markers at that retreat. So definitely still want to keep getting used to using them. So you'll see them still pretty consistently on my channel. But I know I used to color with Ohuhus a lot before, and that's how I got some of my followers. So if I am not making videos with what you want to see, please let me know. I'll do my best to integrate Ohuhus again and show more coloring with those. But I am happy to be home. I won't have to travel again until March. I think the first week of March I will be out of state again. Um, so hopefully February will feel a little bit back to normal. I do want to let everyone know that I have decided to step down from being on the Spellbinders Club's influencer team. I still have February and March to create with, so you will still see a video this month using the February clubs, and then I plan on making one as well for March. But after that, I will not be continuing. I'm just trying to lighten up the load a little bit. And I've been really struggling with my affiliate sales with Spellbinders, which is not the only reason why I craft and create, but it does help fund, making videos and making content, the tools that I use for making content and posting content. So after March, you won't be seeing as much Spellbinder clubs on my channel. I still absolutely love Spellbinders products and I will still use them, but I just won't be a consistent influencer for them anymore. Again, nothing with the product or the company. I love Spellbinders products, but when I have a limited amount of time, I'm going to work with companies that I just find are easier to work with as a designer and their affiliate programs and how they pay their content creators. So, if you would love to hear a deep dive into that, I know that LV Handcrafted, Lynn, has been working on putting together a kind of more of a podcast, YouTube live discussing about being a content creator for design teams. If that's something you're ever interested in or want more, um, like a look into behind the scenes and how we get paid and what are the perks of being on a design team, let me know down below in the comments because I know she is working on getting that set up and I definitely want to be a part of it. So yeah, drop a comment, let me know what you think about that. I definitely work with companies that don't necessarily pay, but I do work with a lot that do. And while I may not always, I won't say like how much I'm getting paid. I could give you a like a ratio of what I get paid for affiliates versus for my projects and my videos and time versus money I get paid on YouTube, which is very little. And I don't have enough followers or subscribers on other social media channels to make any money. But I rely on affiliate sales mostly. So as always, if you feel so inclined to shop through my links, it's always appreciated. But I also just really love sharing this crafty community. It brings me such joy. I love the internet friends that I've made, and I know almost everyone, virtually that comments on my videos. And I'm just really, really happy to be a part of this community and that you guys actually like and want to watch my videos. So, but anyway, if that's something you're interested in ever hearing about, let me know because we are planning on doing again more of like a podcast interview live stream on it, and I will make sure everyone knows those details when it finally gets on the calendar. But other things that are going on, we are in full swing Girl Scout cookie mode here in our household. I've eaten more peanut butter patties than I would like to admit, but they are my favorite cookie, so it's pretty exciting that we have them again. But pretty soon, Abigail will be doing cookie booths in front of grocery stores. So we will be busy. Oh my gosh, it's going to feel like almost every day. She has a very lofty goal of 1,000 boxes again. And last year we barely hit that by the a deadline to be able to get a certain prize that she wanted. So this year, our goal is to go heavy on cookie booths and walking neighborhoods and selling cookies earlier in the season. So hopefully, she hits that goal pretty quickly. She's about a quarter of the way through to sell 1,000 boxes. She is, I believe, almost at 250. So we'll see how the rest of the season goes. We have, again, quite a few, and I mean a lot of grocery store cookie booths. So um, I know I just said that February will hopefully be a much easier month for making content, but I totally forgot that we have cookie booths every day. But that's okay. It's a season. She enjoys it. It helps our troop a lot when we sell cookies because we get funds to do fun things and helping our community. But I am fully Girl Scout cookie moded out right now. Moded in cookie mode. Um, Anyway, I hope you all support your local Girl Scouts for cookies. If you don't have a local Girl Scout, let me know because we can definitely hook you up with cookies. So it's hard to believe that it's been over 15 minutes and I'm just getting halfway through my characters of coloring. I do speed up my coloring to 2 times the speed because I'm not necessarily a slow colorist, but this video would have been so long. I actually I normally set up my camera and record all in one go, and then I edit out when I am not coloring. But I was coloring three, was it three? No, two of these at a time. So I was taking forever to color all of these characters, but I was coloring one off camera to make sure I liked the color combination I was thinking, and then I was coloring on camera. So this video, if I would have left it all together, probably would have been like 4 hours long. There's so many cute characters though. I couldn't decide on what characters to share the coloring because a lot of times when I have a large set like this, I might just show one or two of the characters and make one card. But I just couldn't decide on which ones. I wanted to do all of them. So yeah, again, this is a longer coloring video. If you're not here for coloring, well, I don't know why you're still watching, but thank you. But I will show how I create one of the 3 cards that I made for the release, and this card is going to have all the characters on them. So it's going to be a jam-packed and a very large card, but I think it turns out really cute. So other things that are going on, that's pretty much it. Work, Girl Scouts, crafting, that's a lot for one, but that's all I really love to do. So it's been really a fulfilling January. I know by the time this is going to go up in February, which is crazy. Well, this is, of course, it's Saturday, February 1st, while I'm doing voiceover. But it's so hard to believe that January felt so long, but now it's over and we're in February. It's crazy. I do love making Valentine's Day cards, fun, silly cards. Trinity Stamps just came out with adorable pun theme. Oh, they always have cute puns, but adorable food pun themed things. So fun. But yeah, let's dive into actually all of the different things I've got going on. So I don't know if you've noticed, but I did join the Cardstock warehouse design team. I love their cardstock, and I was really excited to be asked to be a part of the team. I actually was asked to join last year, but I was very busy. And so I finally was like, I want to do it. So I moved some things around in my schedule and in my commitments to join because they really do have amazing cardstock, amazing colors, and like different types of cardstock. It's so great. I love their product. So it's been really fun using whatever products I want with the cardstock. Have been doing mostly die cut products from like Spellbinders, Crafty Meraki, some other fun things coming up this month, February, for my project. So I'm excited to show more of those this month. And of course, I am on the Kindred Stamps design team as well, hence my project today. I also joined Miss Ink Stamps full time on their video team. I'm just doing one video a month for them and helping with the release, but I absolutely adore the magical collection. So that's why I jumped on board for that. I am with Pretty Pink Posh on the video team. I was helping with new releases, but I did step back a bit from that. So I am just doing a couple videos a month for Pretty Pink Posh. I also do about a reel a month for Ranger and using Simon Hurley Create products, which I absolutely adore. I also like to make cards with the Sassy Club. Of course, you all know how much I love Sandra and the Sassy Club. I don't really have any commitments with her, but I do make lots of projects. I try to do once a week, um, like Sassy Saturday. This is not going to happen this week, but next week for sure. And I love making products or projects for her. I send her my cards that I make. I am trying to be better about making two because I usually just make one. I'm a very one card person, but I'm trying to make two because I know I've had some requests for my Sassy Club cards to buy. So I've been doing my best to make two so I can send one to Sandra and have one available to sell if it's something that you're interested in. I also still do a lot of work with scrapbook.com, which kind of was my big break in growing my social media following was with them, so I'm very grateful. And then I'm back with Trinity Stamps doing a short or a reel a month with their products as well because I love Tanisa and I love Trinity Stamps and their company and everyone. I just have really adore every team that I'm on. It's been such a blessing and I know it's a lot, but it's so hard for me to say no. But I really, trying to find a good balance of working with companies that I really, really love being a part of, and I love their product, and I love the owners. So it's been really fun curating the teams and that I work with, and the time that I put towards these projects. It's out of love and want, which is really nice. I feel very blessed. So I am down to one more critter. Can you believe it? I've been chit-chatting for over 20 minutes. There was a time where I didn't think I could fill like an 8-minute video that I would have music because I wouldn't know what to say. And now I've been talking for 20 minutes nonstop. And the fact that you're listening to me just ramble on to myself and a microphone is such a blessing. Thank you guys for being here at my channel. But while I finish coloring in this last critter, I'm going to talk a little bit about the card that I'm going to make with all these adorable characters. I did make three, like I said, three projects total. I will show you the other two at the end of this video. But the card that I'm going to make in order to fit all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 images, which was very Bueller. My husband does it all the time, 9 times. If you've ever watched Ferris Bueller, you'll know that reference. But I am going to fit all of these characters onto one card, and the best way to do that is a slimline card. I don't really make a lot of slimline cards anymore. If I do, they're like mini slimline using popsicle stick dies that I love and use all the time. But I decided to make a very large slimline card. So my card overall is going to be 4 inches by 8.5. It's a big card. I'm probably going to have to make my own envelope for it. And I'm going to create a background with some stenciling, and I'm going to trim that background to be slightly smaller. So I do 3 3/4 by 8 1/4. And that's just so I have a white border around my background. It's just what I like to do. It tends to be what I am drawn to the most. I just like a little bit of that white border. You definitely don't have to do that white border. You can just make the background the same size as the card. So that's what I'm going to be trimming this background and my card base to when you see it here on camera. So again, I'm going to trim 3 3/4 by 8 1/4, and I'm going to do stenciling. So I'm using a white cardstock that I like to use for stenciling, and I'm grabbing my stencils from Kindred Stamps, and it's called the Grass and Clouds stencil. So there is a 6x6 stencil that you can stencil in grass and stencil in clouds, but then you also have the cutout pieces, so you can create a stencil and color the negative. So I put that cutout of the cloud in the center of that piece of cardstock, and I'm going to be using distress oxides and some blending brushes to create a blue sky. I'm using tumbled glass and broken china, and I'm just going to go back and forth between the two until I'm happy with the color sky that I have. I do wipe off my brush off camera on a microfiber cloth just to get rid of the excess ink before picking up a new color, since it is the same blue color family. I did eventually get out a silicone mat to blend because I was having trouble keeping such a large piece of paper in place on my glass mat. So just having a little bit of that, a little bit of stickiness to keep that paper in place while I finished my ink blending was helpful. I did not go all the way to the bottom of the paper because that's going to be covered with some die cuts. So I'm just going about as far down as I know that I'll need. And then I decided to add splatter. I'm adding quite a bit of splatter. I'm using the Gem Color Pigment Watercolor inks, which is this beautiful vibrant blue, and I splattered a ton on that background. I still left my cloud stencil on there so that way my cloud would remain pretty white. I wanted to give that really nice white cloud in the sky. Once that was done, I will peel off very gently my stencil. I used some mint tape, a repositionable tape, to keep that in place while I did my blending. So I just set that on to the side. I'm going to clean up my mess, and then I trimmed down some dark green cardstock and light green cardstock. These are two different shades of green from the Cardstock Warehouse pack of greens. And I'm going to use my Tree Scene craft die from Kindred Stamps on the dark green. Now this die is intended for more of a standard A2 size card, so I'm going to run it through twice to line up and get more of a slimline style tree. So you can see I die cut it once. I brought the edge of the die all the way to the edge of the cardstock, and then I ran it through my die cut machine. And now I'm going to take the left edge and line it up pretty close to where it ended on the left, and I will cut through the rest of the right. And it actually has like a flat end to the die, so it really die cuts quite nicely to make this tree scene longer. I'm not sure if that was intentional from Kindred, but it works out great. So I went ahead and ran the die again with the tree, and you can see they lined up just great, and I can peel those apart. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to repeat pretty much the same process with the grass scene craft die and that lighter piece of green cardstock. Now those don't line up as perfectly, so I'm going in here and trimming my own little weird funky grass piece in the middle, just so those two pieces kind of lined up and you can't really tell that I had to cut my own little blade of grass there in the middle. I wanted to darken these up so they matched the blue sky a little bit, that same distress look to them. So I'm bringing in Lucky Clover and I'm darkening up the bottom of my grass. And I'm sorry for the shaky camera here. I did add black soot to the bottom of my dark green trees. They were too dark to really pick a green that would match well, so black works really well to just darken the already dark green cardstock. And then I brought back in those gem color pigments, this time using green, and added a ton of splatter to my trees and my grass as well. Once those were all done drying, or on their way to being done drying, I'm going to cut that card base. Like I said, it is going to be 4 by 8.5 when scored. So I'm trimming off 3 inches because 11 minus 4 is 11 minus 8, which is 3. Real quick math there. So I cut off 4 inches, or sorry, 3 inches, and then I scored at 4 inches. So that gives me my 4 by 8.5 card base, which is huge. But I really like that all of my critters fit on this card. I'll just add some tape runner to the back of my stenciled background, and then I will center that onto the front of my card base. I'm going to then glue the grass onto the bottom of my tree scene. And I did trim these, I forgot to say, to match the background. So these are 8.25 inches wide. and then I added glue to the back of my trees, and I'm gluing those onto the front of my card. I didn't really measure how tall everything is. Just, if you don't like how tall it is, you can always just trim some off the bottom. So that creates my woods. I almost said the full term, but from my woods, and then a little grassy scene for all my characters to go on. I'm going to use my grid glass board here to help me get everything centered. And then I went ahead and laid all of my critters, and they fit just perfectly. So once I was happy with the arrangement, I grabbed foam adhesive, and I'm putting foam adhesive on the back of all of these characters. So I started with my far right character, and I added the kangaroo, I added the bunny, I added my bear, and then I added the owl and the tiger, and then my is that a donkey? I almost said elephant. That was wild. The donkey, and then my last little critter on the left, and then I added that cute little pig. Oh no, I added the little boy with the balloon and then the pig. And then I realized I didn't stamp my sentiment. So I'm going to be very daring, and I'm going to stamp my sentiment after my card's been put together. So I am stamping "You're the truest of friends," and it's stamped perfectly because I use my VersaFine Clair. I love them. I'm a stan for them. Such a great ink. So I went ahead and stamped that sentiment, and it worked out great. If it didn't, I was going to stamp it on a banner and just glue it over, but I'm glad it worked out. Here you can see how this giant slimline card turned out with all those amazing woodland adventures, characters, and my fun little wood scene. I think it turned out really cute. Here's a close-up photo. I hope that you enjoyed watching me color and talk about nothing and everything all at the same time. But let's look at the other cards I made. So yes, my slimline card. I also made a shaker card, and then I finally made a box card using the Kindred Stamps box card die. Thank you again for watching this long video. I hope it brought you some inspiration today. Let me know which card is which card is your favorite out of the three. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll click like, and if you're new here, I hope you'll subscribe and come back. As always, you can find everything I use down below in the description box. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Bye!